storms ushered in the year along the English coast, and 700 miles out on the Atlantic, the freighter Flying Enterprise lies stricken in the heavy seas, her hull cracked by huge waves. Passengers and crew have gone. Only her captain remains on board. Kurt Carlson is his name, and his gallant attempt to save his ship stirred the hearts of millions. A line is shot to the foundering vessel. The daring mate of a rescue tug joins Captain Carlson to help save the Flying Enterprise. But the tow cable snaps. A second storm dooms the ship. Carlson and his companion leap to safety just before the Flying Enterprise starts its final plunge to the bottom of the ocean. A dramatic saga of heroism ends in failure, but the world is proud of Captain Kurt Carlson. New York takes to its heart an adopted son who wrote a story of heroism at sea. His wife and two daughters look on proudly as Captain Stay Put Carlson returns home to receive a hero's welcome. Cheers and ticker tape mingle on Broadway for the courageous skipper who fought a raging Atlantic in his vain attempt to save his sinking ship. New York says, "Well done, Captain Carlson. Your bravery and courage in the face of danger made the world a brighter place in this year of 1952. This is Koji Island, scene of bloody prison riots that rocked the world. Thousands of North Korean and Chinese prisoners, led by a hardcore of unruly Reds, plot defiance against their captors. Secretly at first, then switching to open defiance, embarking on a reign of terror against fellow captives who have switched allegiance to freedom's cause. Jeering at their UN guards, they drill openly with dummy guns, openly flaunting the rules of war. Held hostage, General Dodd is freed only after bowing to impossible Red demands. He is removed from command of the prison island and is replaced by General Boatner. A new and sterner regime is promised by the new commander, who tells his men the Reds respect only one thing: force. General Boatner's Get Tough policy is quickly put into effect. Additional troops are flown in and, backed by tanks, storm the compounds to oust the defiant prisoners. The work of subduing the Reds is on in earnest. For hours, the battle rages, the toll of dead rises as the really tough prisoners fight on to the bitter end. But the new Get Tough policy pays off on Koji. The ringleaders are isolated, and the rest are soon imprisoned in smaller compounds. The smoke of battle dies down. Koji Island is again under control. The menace of communism to the free world came into sharp focus in Tokyo on May Day 1952. Incited by communist agents, hundreds of thousands of Red partisans are turned into an angry mob. Termed a dress rehearsal for revolution, the rioting spreads. Tokyo police move in to cope with the demonstrators, but before May Day is over, 3 persons are dead and hundreds injured. Only 3 days before, Japan won back her independence. Today, she sees how that freedom could be lost again. A king is dead. With shocking suddenness, the news of King George's death stuns the world. Hurrying home from her vacation in Africa is a young woman who left a princess, comes home a queen, to face the first sorrowful duty of her reign, the state funeral of her father. With all the somber grandeur that Britain bestows on its dead monarchs, George VI leaves London for the last time on the journey to his final resting place at Windsor, 20 miles away. Millions mourn a man who strove humbly and valiantly for peace in a war-torn world, a man of kingly qualities who endeared himself to his subjects. 4 mourning women of the royal family follow the coffin containing the mortal remains of a son, a husband, a father, and a king. Here in St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, George VI rests alongside his father. Here, he joins monarchs who go back to Henry VIII. A king is dead. Long live the Queen. A new Elizabeth ascends the throne of England, and an empire says, "God save the Queen." John Cobb, holder of the world's auto speed mark, prepares for an assault on the speedboat record at Loch Ness, Scotland, in his jet-propelled Crusader, an attempt fated to end in tragedy. Cobb races through the measured mile at over 200 miles per hour. But then, as the horrified crowd, his wife among them, look on, disaster. The Crusader struck a wave and literally disintegrated. Rescuers reached the scene within minutes, but too late. John Cobb has raced his last race. 1952 was a year of big things in aviation. Big planes like Uncle Sam's new aerial ace, the giant 8-engine B-52 bomber. It flies higher and faster and farther than any other bomber in the world. For defense of American skies from air attack, the Starfire Jet Interceptor, directed to its target and its weapons fired by radar, packing a Sunday punch with 12 rockets in its sleek nose. The British took the wraps off the world's first Delta Wing bomber, a flying triangle of the atom age. Britain also kept pace in the jet fighter race with a twin-tailed interceptor that exceeded the speed of sound. An unsuspecting monkey soared into space in a rocket to become the first real-life space cadet. 2 white mice also went along on the history-making ride, pointing the way to man's conquest of space. The year saw many startling developments in rockets and guided missiles, but none more startling than the space travels of 1 monkey and 2 mice. 38 miles up. There's no gravity this far out, no ups or downs. An automatic camera shows the mice suspended in their cage, rolling free in a strange new world of space. A parachute eases the rocket and its riders back to Earth. As Monkey says, the trip was out of this world. Political battle lines are drawn in Chicago. Governor Adlai Stevenson, choice of the Democrats, enters the campaign against the GOP nominee, General Dwight Eisenhower. The campaign was hard fought, and the experts predicted a close race. On Election Day, Governor Stevenson goes to the polls in Illinois, confident of continuing the 20-year rule of his party. In New York, General Eisenhower is just as confident as he registers to cast his vote. Across the nation, the returns pour in. The people speak, and their verdict? A landslide victory for Dwight D. Eisenhower, elected president with the greatest popular vote ever given a White House candidate. Replying to this resounding mandate from the American people, our next president makes this solemn pledge.
I assure you that I shall never, in my service in Washington, give short weight to those responsibilities.